Hi, this is Dennis, and I'm here with the Orozcos and the Lambert kids, and we're gonna talk really about being missionaries, missionary kids in the field. Now you can see how squeezed we are. This is how people everywhere in the world live. They live in really close quarters, and so I'd like them to introduce themselves. We're gonna start over here and just go. We're going from beauty to ugliness. So the most beautiful, the most ugly.
Starting this side.
Age and everything?
No, just to tell us your name and where you live.
My name is Karina Lambert, and I live in Mexico.
My name is Rebekah Lambert, and I live in Mexico too.
My name is Antonio Orozco. My family used to serve in Nice, France.
Actually, they're still there.
Still serving in Nice, France.
You're
I
there.
relocated to Texas.
You live in Texas.
Yes.
And then I'm Mariio Orozco, living in New York.
And Mariio was with me the other day, and so you kind of know a lot about him. So really, guys, I want us to talk about just being missionary kids in the field, the difference between living there and living here in America, and just how life is there. So, for example, you went to Mexico when you were how old?
2 months old.
2 months old, and you've been there since then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you went there when you were
About 1 month old.
1 month old. So you've been there forever, you know. And you went there when you're
16.
16
And 14.
and 14. So you are 18 now,
Yes, sir.
and you're 14, and you're 37. No, you're 24, yeah? And you're 21. And so have you guys, as you come back, you're on furlough right now, and you guys have relocated back to America. As you live in America here, how is life different here than it is overseas? And you can all answer according, just feel free to answer.
On furlough, it's different. Like when we come back for a year and then go back, it's normally we get to see all of our friends and family here.
Yeah.
We got to eat with a lot of people, tell them how life is back in Mexico. And
What kind of questions do they ask? Because someone asked me one time, do you have pet monkeys? Because I live in Africa. And so they think that everyone in Africa has a pet monkey.
they've asked questions like, do you guys have horses? And one of my sisters was like, yeah, we all have our own horse. And Rebekah, the little one, shares with my mom to get to church and school.
Oh, so everybody thinks that in Mexico you go to
Yeah, I
you
have
go everywhere.
donkeys.
Oh, wow.
They always ask if there's like a bunch of cactus everywhere and stuff.
Is that what they see on TV?
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, so Mexico is cactus and actually cacti, where it's plural. Cacti and horses. What about France?
Same, a lot of the same questions, and you know, it's fun to play with them. Tell them,
Yeah.
we have horses, but you know, their perception is what they see on TV or what they see in the news, and so we're kind of breaking that stereotype. Some of them, anyway.
What is the weirdest question that French people have asked you about America, and what are the most weird question that Americans have asked you about France? And the same will go here as well.
I think both ways from France to America is the culture. You know, what's it like? What are the people like? What's your opinion on a lot of things? Because there's a lot of similarities, but there's definitely a different mentality and a different mindset. You know, on culture, politics, everything. And so people really want to know: are you really for this, or do you break the stereotype? Because there's a lot of stereotypical expectations.
So people think that you live in Hollywood.
Or
because in Africa, everybody thinks America is Hollywood.
Right, yeah.
I had one guy ask me, so you know Michael Jackson? I said, yeah, I know.
Yeah, he lives next door.
And then he said, oh, so you've met him? I said, oh, no, man. That's it.
Some Mexicans have told us, we've never seen an ugly American.
Really?
All pretty, yeah.
Y'all
It's like, well, thank you.
Yeah.
But
So what have Americans asked you about Mexico?
normally food questions like, do you guys eat that? You know, like really gross things.
Someone asked me if I spoke Mexican.
Ah,
I know that was kind of funny.
And that's not a thing, really.
No.
It's like you ask me,
Spanish.
you speak African, you know, well, really, I don't speak African. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So you can be asked that. You speak France.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what has been the Americans asking you about France?
Definitely food questions,
Yeah.
and a lot of the same culture. You know,
So we wouldn't have a baguette and a beret and a scarf.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
everybody a mime? Or, you know.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing when you live in two cultures and people begin to stereotype and they ask you some very, very interesting questions. And that's always like just annoying at some point. So when you live in America and you live in Mexico, do you feel like you guys fit in, or are there times where you feel like you're out of place? And how do you deal with that? And I'm going to ask you guys the same thing as well.
To a certain extent, I feel like I fit in both places. I feel, you know, when I'm in Mexico, I speak the culture, I like the food, I get along with the people. I'm like, oh, I'm Mexican, you know. And then there's always something that makes you feel like, oh, wait, I'm not one of them. And same for America.
What are those things that make you feel, okay, when you are speaking the language, eating the food, having fun, you feel like you're Mexican. And then what are those things that just come and you're like, okay, I'm not?
A lot of times, just when you like go to the store and stuff, everyone stares because you're white, and in Mexico we're considered blonde. Yeah, you sort of stand out.
And then we come here and like nobody looks at us. You know, they're like one or two people, and it's like we get people. You know,
we get to the airport in America and we're like, why isn't anyone staring?
Oh,
yeah.
That would
or people start asking questions like, you know, so what's it like where you're from? And then you're like, oh, right, I'm not from here.
Yeah. And you guys?
I think we had a certain benefit because we look a lot like the typical French person.
Really?
With there's a big Arabic population, and so a lot of people are dark-skinned in our region, and so to a certain extent, we kind of blended in. And so after being there so long, you pick up the culture and you start to think like a native, and kind of the same thing. The food and the mindset, it just gets familiar. But then there'll always be one or two things that reminds us of home, or something that we wouldn't necessarily do that's just different because we've had different upbringings and different cultures. So
since you guys went to Mexico to France when you were older, these guys were a month and 2 months. So, but you guys, when you went there, you actually went into a very different country. Yeah. What are the challenges going in? I talked to Mariio a little bit about that. And so what are the challenges as you look back and say, these were really hard times for us?
Well, one of the big ones was before we left, we were never in public school.
Yeah.
We were always homeschooled.
Yeah.
So then the first year, come September, public school, foreign language, foreign country.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all of that really, there was good things that came from that difficult experience, and it was definitely a time where we had to grow up really quick, and it wasn't there wasn't a spoon feeding of this is what you need to do, this is what you need to think, you need to figure out what life looks like, and survive. And eventually we got past that and weren't just in a survival mentality, but we were able to grow and think and do better.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And wow, that's. You guys go to public school or do you guys go to homeschool? Is that looked at as weird there? Because you have friends there. They go to school. So when they go to school, you're not going to school.
Yeah.
What do they think about you guys being in homeschool?
About like 10 years ago, everybody thought it was really weird. Nobody homeschooled.
Yeah.
But now, a lot more people that homeschool, they still kind of think of it as lower education. The people who maybe, don't, got kicked out of all the schools or don't have money, I guess. Lots of them homeschool. So they think a lot of times that's what we do.
So
really low education. They look down on us for homeschooling.
But 5 years ago, no one knew what that was.
So they thought you didn't go to school.
Yeah, what?
No, we just do school, basically.
Yeah, because you go to school at home and you're like, people go to school, you stay home. Yeah. Okay. So this is a really interesting question for all of you. You're missionary kids. So this is where the fun begins. Are you going to be missionaries when you grow up? You're basically grown up. So when you guys grow up, are you going to be missionaries? Or do you know?
I'm probably not going to be a missionary unless I marry somebody that's called to the mission field. Then,
so why don't you want to be a missionary?
It's a really hard lifestyle. It's really different.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Do you know?
Same thing. Like if my husband is called to missions, then I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I would rather live in America.
You know, your husband can be a missionary in America. We have Daniel Schroeder, who is a staff missionary, and they're missionary in Tennessee.
Okay.
So
I definitely want to be in missions. I mean,
you're
not
all gonna be
missions,
in
like in ministry.
I want to be in ministry.
But
okay, so what kind of ministry do you feel called to?
I really like helping with kids ministries, choir and stuff like that, singing.
Yeah.
I
So
love helping with kids,
both of you love kids.
like teaching and stuff.
Or teaching. Okay. So you're 18. You're fixing to go to college soon. What are you gonna do in college?
Probably business association.
Okay.
Yeah.
So business and kids.
I still don't know, but probably something with like work-related business, and then on the side help something with ministry.
Okay.
Kids ministry.
So I know your two older sisters are in seminary.
Yeah.
So are they in seminary because they want to be missionaries?
The older one does. She wants to be a missionary.
Okay.
And the other one doesn't. She just wants to learn more about the Bible.
Okay. Very good. And you guys? Are you gonna go into ministry? Your parents are in ministry and missionaries.
Yeah. Not exactly. I'm starting my career as a cook. But like I told you the other day, I don't feel it's like something you have to go do so much as it is something you are. Yeah. So like I've already had multiple conversations with the cooks, you know. Yeah. We spend all our time together, whether it's cooking or going out and eating. Yeah. And I've already had good conversations with them about, you know, God and, you know, because they weren't raised like we were. Okay. And Antonio?
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting my own career in my own, something I've enjoyed.
So no missionary?
Yeah, well, not as an occupation, something that we've all, the four of us have gained from being raised overseas is recognizing that missionary isn't just an occupation. It's a lifestyle. And so I think we would all say wherever we're at, whatever job we find ourselves in, we intend to be missional in the people we interact with, regardless if that's in America because it is pretty great, or we end up somewhere else on another side of the world. I think, I mean, I'm pretty confident that we will take that into wherever job we find ourselves in.
So what job career are you pursuing?
It's ministry in the military. So that's
so cooking, military, business.
I don't know yet. I think being like a teacher, like school teacher would be cool. Okay.
But you know the interesting thing is that, to be honest with you, we need Christians in all these places. We need Christians in the military. We need Christians in the cooking industry. We need Christians in schools and in the business world. And so. And
we grew up with two worldviews, and we got to see a lot of things that people who never travel or stuff don't get to experience and learn. So I think also for any career we go into, we'll always have the different aspect in it where we can always minister. Yeah. How do you say it? Like, we always have
it's a missions-oriented mindset.
Yeah.
Kind of
that will help us in life.
Yeah. So it's a missional mind. You kind of your hearts and your minds have been what is the word I'm looking for? They've been not seasoned, but they've been developed to think a certain way. Yeah. So you don't look at the world the same way. So the world is not a place for consuming things and gathering things and making yourself. I always say you become rich, fat, and you die, and they put you in an oversized casket.
That was my plan.
Well, you can do that. You're a cook, but don't do that. Okay, so you don't just accumulate wealth, grow fat, and die miserable. Life is bigger than that. And so I think the advantage that you guys have is you have seen that. You've been in the front line of the missions world, and you've seen the need for Jesus in different cultures and settings. And so even though you don't end up in full-time ministry, but that ministry mindset is still with you. And so, you want to say something?
Yeah, because all of our experiences have been purpose-driven. We've had to think about why am I moving to another country away from extended family or without certain creature comforts.
Yeah.
There's a purpose behind it, and we really have to define that for ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I think going forward, each of us is gonna find out what drives us, what's the purpose that continues to drive us.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm confident that that's going to be God, that's going to be the furthering of the gospel.
So we've come to the end of our recording here, but I'm going to give you the last word, and the last word, and the last word, and the last word. So you're in the world stage over here. The whole world is watching you. And if you had one thing to tell people, okay, we're going to start over here with Mariio, since you're the expert in this. If you had something to tell, there are very many missionary kids out there, and they're watching, and very many missionary parents, like myself and others who have small kids, and as we raise them up in the mission field, and you are given the mic in the world stage and asked, give these parents an advice from the eye of a missionary kid, what would you tell us?
I would say just be faithful where you are, and then let God develop that. I would have never thought I would have been a cook.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's how He led me, and then I'm going to use that tool to the best of my abilities. But just be faithful on the mission field, in school, wherever you're at, and then let God take care of the rest.
And to the parents, what's your advice to us as we raise missionary kids?
As both.
Yeah.
As both of them. I mean,
just be faithful.
Yeah, because even my parents, they didn't know what was going to happen when they brought 5 kids to another country.
Yeah.
They didn't know if they were going to hate it, if they were going to love it, or what. But, you know, together we pushed through, and we were faithful as a family.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, kind of just developing on that is, having a clear goal of what is my purpose as a parent, as a child, as a young adult.
Yeah.
Is it just to take care of my family but not look after their spiritual needs? Is it just to get a good job or develop myself better but not try to be a better person? Defining the goal of being a Christian and being driven by the purpose of furthering the gospel by having the Great Commission as my life goal. And that applies again to both children and adults. If I'm focused on being a good son by honoring my parents, then that will lead to good things. And likewise for the parents, if they're focused on developing their kids and furthering their spiritual growth, that will lead to good things.
Yep. So you're 14 years old. Any advice? Do you have any? Like missionary kids out there, from your experience growing up in the mission field, have anything to tell them? And for us who are bringing up children in the mission field, if you are put in the world stage and told to advise these parents on how to bring up their kids in the mission field, what would you say?
That's a hard question.
It is a hard question.
I don't know.
Maybe one thing that you've enjoyed, like a good experience or a good lesson that you've learned because there have been good things that we've learned and good experiences.
That's a good way to put it.
Or to parents.
Can't think of anything.
She is thinking really hard. But she's 14, so if I think that's okay.
I'll say with parents, one thing is your kids will probably love growing up, but they're as a missionary kid, but there will always be times where they struggle and they may not like moving back and forth because I love living here, but then when we move it's so hard, and then living there and it's great, and then we move and it's so hard. So just always try to understand your kids and really encourage them. And for kids, like we can't find our joy in the places we're at or the people we're with or even our family. Like we have to find it in God. If not, we'll never be happy. So just no matter where you're at, if you have God and his love and joy, then you'll be able to go anywhere and really
so
shine
stability is very key. Yeah, I like that. Well, guys, thank you so much. I wish you could hang out the whole night, but everything that has a beginning must have an end. So really glad that you guys were here and could come. And hopefully if I call you again, you won't shy away. Okay. All right, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. God bless. God bless. And now we have to go.